Ladies and gentlemen, there is a woman walking through life who feels the weight of loneliness. She wonders why her phone stays silent, why invitations seem to skip her door, why no one checks in to see how she's doing. She begins to believe that maybe something is wrong with her, that perhaps she's not worthy of connection, of friendship, or of belonging. But let me tell you, that is a lie. That is not her story. That is not her destiny. You see, being alone doesn't mean you're forgotten. It doesn't mean you're unworthy or unloved. Sometimes isolation is not punishment, it's preparation. When God pulls people away, He's often clearing space, making room for the right people, the right opportunities, and the right blessings to enter your life. It's not always easy to understand in the moment, but sometimes He removes distractions so that you can focus on becoming the person He's calling you to be. When you're in a season of loneliness, don't let it break you. Let it build you. Use this time to grow stronger, wiser, and closer to your purpose. Instead of looking around and wondering why no one is walking with you, look up and recognize who's always been there. God is walking beside you, guiding you, whispering, "You're not alone. I've got you. I'm preparing something greater for you." Sometimes we chase after the wrong friendships, the wrong crowds, trying to fit into places where we were never meant to belong. But when God sets you apart, it's because He's protecting you from relationships that could derail you. He's keeping you from people who might limit your growth or lead you down the wrong path. It's not rejection, it's redirection. Trust that the doors that have closed are leading you to doors that are about to open. Use this time to pour into yourself. Work on your dreams, your passions, and your goals. Build your confidence, strengthen your faith, and refine your vision. Learn to love your own company and embrace the person you're becoming. When you walk confidently in your purpose, the right people will be drawn to you. Not because you need them, but because your light will naturally attract others who share your values, your heart, and your vision. And let me remind you of this. Your worth is not determined by how many people surround you. It's not defined by the number of friends you have or the attention you receive. Your worth comes from within, from the unique gifts, strengths, and purpose that God has placed in you. You are valuable simply because you exist, because you were fearfully and wonderfully made. So, to the woman who feels like she has no friends, don't let loneliness convince you that you're less than. Don't let isolation steal your joy or dim your light. This is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of something beautiful. Keep your head up. Keep your faith strong and know that the one who created you is working behind the scenes, preparing relationships, opportunities, and blessings that are beyond what you can imagine. You're not forgotten. You're being prepared. Hold on, because your breakthrough is coming. Loneliness can feel heavy, isolating, and even unbearable at times. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that being alone means you're being punished or that something is wrong with you. But what if loneliness isn't punishment at all? What if it's preparation? What if this season of isolation is a necessary part of your journey? A time to get ready for the next chapter of your life. When you're alone, you're given an opportunity that's often overlooked. The chance to hear your own thoughts, connect with your inner self, and tune into the voice of God. In a world that constantly pulls at your attention, solitude creates the space you need to listen. It's in these quiet moments that clarity begins to emerge. You start to see what really matters. The distractions are stripped away, and you're left with the raw material of your life, the parts that need refining, and the potential that's waiting to be unlocked. Seasons of loneliness often serve a greater purpose. They allow you to step back from the noise and reevaluate the relationships, habits, and environments that surround you. Maybe the people you were trying to hold on to weren't meant to stay. Maybe those friendships weren't aligned with where you're going. It's not easy to accept, but sometimes God removes people from your life, not to hurt you, but to protect you. He's clearing the way, making space for the relationships and opportunities that will uplift you, inspire you, and align with your higher calling. This time of preparation is a gift, even if it doesn't feel like it. Think of it as a season of planting seeds. The ground may look barren now, but beneath the surface, roots are growing. Foundations are being laid. The work happening now will bear fruit in the future. The lessons you're learning, the resilience you're building, and the self-awareness you're developing will serve you in ways you can't yet see. It's important to remember that everyone goes through seasons of loneliness, even if it feels like you're the only one. The people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all together, they've likely experienced similar moments of isolation. But it's often in those quiet, challenging times that the most profound growth happens. These are the moments when character is built, when purpose is clarified, and when strength is forged. Loneliness can also be a time to deepen your faith. When you feel like no one else is around, God is still with you. He's walking alongside you, guiding you, and whispering encouragement into your heart. This season is not about what you've lost, but about what you're gaining. Perspective, strength, and a deeper connection to the one who. When you find yourself in a place of loneliness, don't see it as punishment. See it as preparation. Trust that this season is shaping you for something greater. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it prepare you for the blessings to come. Isolation often feels like a void, a gap in your life where companionship and connection should be. But instead of viewing it as an empty space, think of it as fertile ground for growth. Solitude is not a curse, it's an opportunity. When you are alone, you have the chance to explore the depths of who you are and develop the strength, wisdom, and focus that can only come from looking inward. This season of being by yourself can be transformative if you choose to embrace it. When the world is quiet and there are no external voices clamoring for your attention, you are finally free to hear the voice within. In these moments, you can reflect on your choices, your goals, and your values. What truly matters to you? What do you want your life to look like? These are questions we often ignore in the hustle of daily life, but they become unavoidable in solitude. Use this time to answer them. Use this time to align yourself with your purpose. In solitude, growth becomes intentional. Without the distractions of constant social interactions or the opinions of others, you can focus fully on becoming the person you are meant to be. Maybe you've been putting off that project, that dream, that self-improvement goal because life has been too busy. This is your time to start. Read the books that inspire you. Learn the skills that excite you. Build the habits that will serve you for the rest of your life. Your time alone is a gift, a space to become stronger, wiser, and more grounded. Solitude is also a time to strengthen your faith. When you feel isolated from the world, it's an opportunity to draw closer to God. Speak to Him, listen to Him, and trust that He is using this time to prepare you for the next chapter of your life. Often we turn to God only when we're desperate, when things are falling apart, but in solitude, there's no desperation, just openness. The pursuit, let this be a season where your relationship with Him deepens, where you learn to lean on His guidance and trust His plan. And let's not forget focus. In the absence of distractions, you can channel your energy into what truly matters. This is the time to clarify your goals and pursue them with intention. Without the noise of other people's opinions, you can see more clearly where you're headed and what steps you need to take to get there. Solitude gives you clarity, and clarity gives you power. Many people fear being alone, but those who embrace it discover a strength they never knew they had. Growth isn't always comfortable, but is necessary. Isolation may feel like a season of loss, but it's truly a season of gain, of discovering who you are, what you're capable of, and what you're meant to do. So don't waste this time longing for what's missing. Use it to build, to grow, and to prepare for the abundance that lies ahead. Rejection is one of the most painful experiences we face, but it's also one of the most transformative. When someone walks out of your life, when a door slams shut, or when an opportunity you hope for doesn't materialize, it's easy to feel defeated. It's tempting to internalize it, to think it means you're not good enough or that you failed. But rejection is not the end of your story. It's a redirection to something better, something aligned with your purpose and destiny. Think about the times you faced rejection. Maybe it was a friendship that faded, a relationship that ended, or a job you didn't get. In the moment, it stung. It might have felt like your world was crumbling. But looking back, can you see how those no's led to better yeses? Can you see how those closed doors redirected you to paths that were more suited for you? That's the hidden gift of rejection. It clears the way for something greater, something you might not have considered had you been comfortable where you were. Rejection often serves as protection. You might not understand it at the time, but sometimes the people or opportunities you're clinging to are not meant for you. They might limit your growth or pull you away from your purpose. God, in His infinite wisdom, removes them from your life, not to hurt you, but to protect you. He sees what you can't see, the potential pitfalls, the unhealthy dynamics, or the ways those things could derail your destiny. It's not rejection, it's divine redirection. When rejection happens, it's natural to want to hold on. We try to force things to work, to make people stay, or to reopen doors that have been closed. But forcing something that isn't meant for you only delays the blessings that are waiting for you. Letting go can be hard, but it's necessary. It's an act of trust. Trusting that what's ahead is better than what's behind, and that every no is making room for the right yes. Rejection is also an opportunity for growth. It forces you to reflect, to ask yourself why things didn't work out, and to make adjustments. Maybe there are lessons to be learned, skills to develop, or perspectives to change. Rejection can be a catalyst for self-improvement and self-discovery. It's not about dwelling on what went wrong, but about using the experience to become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what's next. Rejection doesn't define your worth. It's not a reflection of who you are. It's simply a part of the journey. Even the most successful, accomplished people have faced rejection. They didn't let it break them, they let it build them. They saw it as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. The next time you face rejection, don't let it crush you, let it redirect you. Trust that every closed door is guiding you to a better one. Believe that what's meant for you will find you, and let rejection become the redirection that leads you to your greatest opportunities. People often underestimate the power of listening, especially when it comes to understanding others and building meaningful connections. In today's world, where everyone seems to be in a rush to be heard, truly listening to someone can feel revolutionary. But listening is not just about hearing words. It's about being fully present, observing the nuances in what's being said, and paying attention to what's not being said. When you master the art of listening, you gain insights that words alone cannot convey, and you build trust that words alone cannot establish. Listening is an act of respect. When you genuinely listen to someone, you're telling them that they matter, that their thoughts, feelings, and experiences are worth your time and attention. People don't always need advice. Sometimes they just need to be heard. And when you give them that gift, you're not only helping them, but also deepening your connection with them. They leave the conversation feeling valued, and you leave it with a better understanding of who they are. Listening also teaches you to read between the lines. Not everything is expressed in words. People's tone of voice, body language, and pauses in conversation often reveal more than their actual statements. When you focus on these subtle cues, you gain a clearer picture of what's truly going on. Maybe someone says they're fine, but their voice wavers. Maybe they agree with you, but their body language suggests hesitation. By being attentive to these details, you can respond with empathy and wisdom. Listening isn't just about other people, it's also about listening to yourself. In the noise of daily life, it's easy to lose touch with your inner voice. How often do you pause to reflect on your feelings, thoughts, and desires? When you listen to yourself, you gain clarity about your needs, your values, and your goals. You can course correct when you're veering off track, and you can make decisions that align with your true self. Listening to yourself is not selfish. It's essential for living a life of authenticity and purpose. Listening also opens the door to learning. Everyone you meet knows something you don't. Every conversation is an opportunity to gain a new perspective, a new piece of knowledge, or a new way of thinking. But you can only learn if you're willing to be quiet and let others speak. When you approach every interaction with curiosity and an open mind, you turn the simple act of listening into a powerful tool for growth. Listening builds bridges. In a world that often feels divided, listening can unite us. It allows us to see beyond our differences and find common ground. It fosters understanding, compassion, and connection. When we listen to each other, we humanize each other. We remind ourselves that despite our different experiences and perspectives, we all share the same fundamental need to be heard and understood. Listening is a skill, a discipline, and an art. It requires practice and patience, but the rewards are immeasurable. So make it a priority to listen, not just with your ears, but with your heart, your mind, and your whole being. It's one of the simplest yet most profound ways to transform your relationships, your understanding of the world, and ultimately, your life. In a world that constantly demands more of you, learning to embrace solitude is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. Solitude isn't about loneliness or isolation, it's about choosing to spend time with yourself to reflect, recharge, and grow. In solitude, you find clarity, creativity, and a deeper connection with your inner self, all of which are essential for personal growth and resilience. Solitude offers you the space to reflect on your life. When you step away from the noise of daily life, emails, social media, conversations, you create the opportunity to examine where you're headed. Are you living in alignment with your values? Are your actions moving you closer to your goals? Or are they pulling you away? These are questions that are hard to answer when you're caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Solitude gives you the quiet and stillness to evaluate your choices, refine your priorities, and course correct when needed. Solitude is also a powerful source of creativity. Some of the greatest ideas, innovations, and artistic expressions have come from moments of solitude. When you're alone, your mind is free to wander without distractions. You're more likely to connect dots that seemed unrelated, to dream up new possibilities, and to approach problems from a fresh perspective. Solitude creates a mental space where your imagination can flourish, unencumbered by the opinions and expectations of others. Beyond reflection and creativity, Solitude fosters emotional resilience. Life is full of challenges, and it's in those moments of struggle that you need inner strength the most. Spending time alone allows you to build a relationship with yourself, a relationship rooted in self-awareness and self-acceptance. When you learn to be your own companion, your own cheerleader, and your own guide, you become less reliant on external validation. You develop the strength to navigate life's ups and downs with grace, knowing that you have the resources within you to handle whatever comes your way. Solitude also teaches you the value of presence. When you're alone, you're not performing for anyone, you're not distracted by the needs or opinions of others, you're simply being. This allows you to practice mindfulness, to focus on the present moment without judgment, and to appreciate the beauty of simply existing in this state of presence. Solitude helps you establish boundaries. When you make solitude a regular part of your life, you're sending a message to yourself and others that your time and energy are valuable. You're saying that it's okay to step back, to say no, and to prioritize your well-being. This boundary setting is not selfish, it's a form of self-respect. By taking care of yourself, you're better equipped to show up for others in a meaningful and sustainable way. Embracing solitude is not about withdrawing from the world. It's about equipping yourself to engage with it more fully. It's about carving out time to nurture your mind, body, and soul so that you can show up as your best self, not just for others, but for yourself. Solitude is not empty. It's full of potential, growth, and strength. Make it a priority and watch how it transforms your life. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Protecting your energy and guarding your peace is one of the most empowering decisions you can make. In life, you'll encounter people who uplift you, inspire you, and support your growth. But you'll also encounter those who drain you, criticize you, and disrupt your peace. Learning to set boundaries is not about pushing people away. It's about creating a healthy space where only those who truly respect and value you can enter. Boundaries are essential because they define what is acceptable and unacceptable in your relationships. Without them, you may find yourself overwhelmed, overcommitted, and emotionally exhausted. People often mistake having boundaries for being selfish or unkind, but the truth is, boundaries are acts of self-respect and self-preservation. When you protect your energy, you're safeguarding your emotional well-being, your mental clarity, and your ability to focus on what truly matters. It's not about building walls, it's about building balance. One of the most challenging aspects of setting boundaries is learning to say no. Many of us fear that saying no will disappoint others or make us seem unhelpful. But constantly saying yes to everyone else's demands often means saying no to yourself. It's impossible to pour from an empty cup. You cannot give your best to others if you are constantly drained. Saying no is not a rejection of others, it's a commitment to yourself. It's recognizing that your time, energy, and resources are finite and choosing to invest them where they'll have the most positive impact. Protecting your energy also involves being selective about the people you allow into your life. Surround yourself with those who support, encourage, and believe in you. These are the people who will celebrate your victories, stand by you during challenges, and push you to be your best. On the other hand, limit your interactions with people who bring negativity, gossip, or unnecessary drama into your life. It's not about judging others, it's about prioritizing your peace. Your energy is sacred, and it's your responsibility to protect it. Guarding your peace requires you to be mindful of what you consume, not just in terms of food, but also media, conversations, and environments. Pay attention to how certain things make you feel. If scrolling through social media leaves you feeling inadequate, take a break. If spending time in certain environments drains your energy, reevaluate your choices. Choose to engage with things that nourish your soul and uplift your spirit. Your peace is priceless, and it's worth the effort to protect it. Remember that protecting your energy is an ongoing practice. There will always be people and situations that challenge your boundaries. What matters is how you respond. Stand firm in your worth. Honor your needs. Trust that by protecting your energy, you are creating a life that aligns with your values, supports your growth, and brings you closer to your goals. When you protect your energy, you're not just preserving your peace, you're reclaiming your power. And in doing so, you set yourself up for a life of fulfillment, clarity, and purpose. The journey of protecting your energy, valuing your solitude, and embracing your self-worth is not a single step. It's a lifelong commitment. It's a promise to yourself that you will no longer sacrifice your peace, your dreams, or your potential for anyone or anything that doesn't serve your growth. When you focus on yourself, build boundaries, and choose your inner circle wisely, you reclaim control over your life. You begin to live with intention, clarity, and purpose. Every choice you make to prioritize your energy, every time you say no to what drains you, and every step you take toward guarding your peace is an act of self-respect. It's a declaration that you are worthy of a life filled with joy, fulfillment, and abundance. This is not about isolating yourself. It's about empowering yourself. When you show up for yourself, you show up stronger for the people who truly matter. So take ownership of your life. Protect your energy fiercely. Choose your company wisely. Invest in your personal growth unapologetically, because when you do, you'll not only transform your own life, you'll inspire others to do the same. Peace, power, and purpose are not given. They are earned through your daily choices. And when you make those choices with intention, you'll step into a life that is not just lived, but truly fulfilled.